Hey guys and gals, A here. Welcome to another episode of EDCQ. So today I am bringing you along for some lunch, some chunky chicken noodle soup, and we're gonna cook it in my new little device here. So if you want to know what this is and how this comes out, come on back because here we go. All right, guys and gals. So I was contacted by a company called Stoke Voltaix, Stokevoltaics. And they have this little product here that, I mean, this is kind of what you get. It is kind of a large mug shaped device with a thick base here, and you've got three settings down here that you can turn to, and it comes with a lid, one that allows steam to come out and one that you can sip from or pour from if you want to. And so this device here has 3 levels of cooking. Option number 1 is drink. And so when you pour a liquid in here, water or something else, it will heat it up to boiling and then it will power itself off. Now, option number 2 is eat. And there you could put something like a soup in, or you could put like go ahead and boil your water, then add like your ramen noodles or something like that. And what that does is that will heat the liquid up to boiling and then kind of maintain a temperature. And then the last option is pop, where you can pop some popcorn. And the handy dandy lid here helps you out with that, which we will try later. So all I've done so far is I wiped it out. I got a sponge and just kind of wiped it clean. And then I ran 1 thing of boiling water through here just to kind of get all the germs and stuff out. And we're going to kick it off with some soup. So what I'm going to do is turn this to eat, which will get me to a boiling temperature, and then leave it. And before I push the button right here, which is the power button, I'm going to add my soup to it. And there are actually lines in here. You do not want to go over 16 ounces. So I'm just going to make sure that, oh, and I am right on top of that. So that actually worked out really nicely. So all of my soup fit in. Take a look at that. And now we are going to push this button, which will get us cooking. So I will watch the time here and let you know how long it is. But we are basically right on top of 12:30. So I'll watch this cook, and let me make sure I'm all the way on eat. And I will bring you back when we are at a good temperature to eat. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys and gals. So this started boiling about a minute ago, and we are sitting at 12:36. So I would say this took about 4.5 to 5 minutes to get to the boiling temperature, and that's with a whole can of soup, and it has, stuff in it. It has noodles and chicken and carrots and celery. So it was warming up, stuff along with the liquid. And so just to give you an idea, we are sitting at 40 degrees out here. So it's a chilly day, and I'm open cooking this on a covered porch with a nice cross breeze coming through. And I mean, it is currently boiling, so this shouldn't be a surprise, but we are at, I guess technically it should be 212 degrees. And we're sitting right about 210. So the thermometer there is fairly accurate. And there is the nice boil on the soup. So I would say that is a win. 5 minutes to get your soup up to boiling, and then it will maintain that temperature. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, let this cool down a little bit because I'm about to tear into it. But that is an excellent test in my opinion. We're also gonna make some coffee. In the same way I'm making coffee, you can make hot chocolate or any other drink, apple cider, anything that has a powder to it. And then we're gonna try out some popcorn. So stick around, guys. I'm gonna eat some lunch, and then we'll be back to go through our next phase, some coffee and popcorn. So we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys and gals. So I just had my delicious soup warmed up in here, and I got it wiped out. One piece of celery kind of stuck to the bottom, and it was easy enough to wipe out with a sponge. And I had the residue of the soup on the side, like kind of where it was above where it was sitting, where it would kind of, you know, boil up. And again, just kind of wiping it out. I think I wiped it 2 or 3 times total with a sponge, put a little water in there, kind of slushed it around, dumped it out, crystal clear. So excellent, excellent cleaning. And now I'm ready to test out the boiling water function. So I've got a little packet here of some Folgers instant coffee, got my mug, got 12 ounces of room temp water. So let's turn this sucker on and see what happens. So it is 12:52 and 50 seconds. So we'll see how long this takes to get to boiling. Again, it's about 40 degrees out here. I am in a covered porch, and there's a cross breeze going. So it is not a warm day to be doing this, and I think that's really testing how this heats up. If it heats up at a decent time now in these conditions, I can only imagine how fast I could get water boiling for lunch or a coffee on a nice, you know, summer day camping, which is how I imagine this to be used for me. This is gonna probably permanently live in our truck or our camper so that we can have some awesome abilities to boil water quickly or to get some soup or food warmed up. So it is not even a minute in, and we are, see if I can get you in there. I don't know if you can see it. With the bottom of the cup there is showing some bubbles. We are certainly not at a rolling boil on the top, but it's making some noise and starting the process. And this thing was cooled down. I waited over 20 minutes. I didn't wait, I was eating, but it was definitely a 20-minute cool down before I started wiping it down. And it does say to let it cool for 10 or 15 minutes before cleaning and in between uses. So that is very impressive. I'm sure if you're boiling water for Mountain House meals or coffee or hot chocolate, apple cider, whatever the case, you could probably boil, you know, like boil water, use it, boil water, use it, boil water, use it. But if you're using the popcorn feature or you're making food in here, you do want to let this cool back down, clean it, and then go on to your next step. But yeah, I'm not going to cut away. I plan on cutting away from you guys for this, but we are almost boiling right now. So I'm going to go ahead and add my instant coffee pack here into the bottom of my cup. And disclaimer, I love coffee. I'm a former barista, and I have never ever used an instant coffee packet. So this is going to be interesting on a lot of levels. I love coffee and I'm a pretty good connoisseur of it. So we'll see how this is. But in a pinch, if I was camping, if I was out and about, I could easily keep these, you know, in the truck or in the camper. A little bit of water, get it to boiling, and a nice cup of coffee on a cold camping morning or a calm camping morning might be pretty good. All right, so we are full on boiling at this point, as you could tell right there. So now if you were to leave this and let it do its thing, it will shut off itself, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it, and I'm right here. So I turned it off, and now I'm adding the water into my mug. And there we go. We now have a cup of coffee. Smells delicious, looks great, and actually feels really nicely on the hands because 40 degrees might not be too cold where you are, but down here in the south, that is a cold day. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee once it gets to a drinkable temp. I'm gonna let this cool down, and then we're making some popcorn. So hang on, guys. This is actually the part I am most excited for. Popcorn out of an item that just made me coffee and soup. Yes, sign me up. All right, guys and gals. So we have the final step for today. and that is popcorn. Now, one thing I really like here is the lid is actually your measuring utensil. So you fill the whole thing up with your kernels, dump it in, and then you fill this little cup right here with the oil, dump it in, and then you turn it on. So let's see how this works. I'm very intrigued by this. All right, so that should be fairly accurate to the amount of kernels you want. And that kind of fills up the bottom there. And then we will get the oil in here as well. Now, it doesn't say anything about putting the lid on. I'm not a big fan of plastic getting hot, so personally, I probably won't leave the lid on during any of my cooking. So I'm not really gonna speak on that. That's, if you need to put the lid on for some reason, that's a choice. All right, so got that little section here full of oil. You can kind of see that, and we'll pour that in here. And then definitely clean up your lid after that. Now, I have my little thermometer. Now, I would recommend using something else to stir, but that's what I have. Now we turn it on to pop and stir occasionally and let it cook. So we are in the cooking process. You can see the lights right there. The popcorn itself, the butter oil, smells awesome. And I will let this thing start warming up, and I'll bring you back when we're actually making some popcorn progress. All right, guys and gals, we are at about the 4-minute mark, and I have the first kernel that has popped right there. So we'll see if we can get some more kernels going here. I'm kind of keeping it moving as much as I feel comfortable, because some of these are getting a little, like that one right there, they're getting a little brown. So I'm trying to keep these moving. Oh, we have another one that popped. You guys getting a good view of that? There we go. Come on now. Oh, and they're popping out. So we are going to put the lid on here and let that pop for a few minutes, and let's see what, I'll let that pop for a bit, and then I will get you guys back up here. I'll let this pop for a minute here, and then we will open it up and see what's going on. I've got the white kernels. That's just a preference. It is a, see what they refer to it as. It is ultra tender, and myself and my little 3-year-old are not fans of getting the kernels stuck in our mouth and our teeth. So we do the extra tender ones there. Get a little closer so you guys can hear this. That is popping away. Just very cool. I was not sure how this was gonna work, but that is actually very cool. And it's been going for about 5, 6, maybe 7 minutes tops. So this is definitely an event. Like, if you want popcorn, you know, throwing a bag in the microwave would be faster, but it certainly would not be funner. This is very, very cool. If it'll calm down for a minute, I'll give it a little stir and see what's going on. Maybe I'll give it a little shake. Make sure we get all the kernels in there. I like how every time it pops, you get the puff of air. If it's not chilly, I don't know if you'll see the air. Like on a hot day, you might not see that, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like this. While this is finishing popping, I'll just go ahead and tell you, I'm a fan. It might not be something you had in mind, but as far as something you can keep in like your camping equipment or your vehicle, for me, we're going to use it in our camper, in our RV, but a great way to have fun cooking, boiling water, making popcorn, like just a fun way to quickly do stuff. And this is one item that does many things. It can boil water, and there's so much you can do with boiled water. It can cook your soups, your stews, any type of liquidy food you can definitely cook in here and keep warm. I believe we have reached. Oh, look at that. That is incredible. That's absolutely incredible, and it smells delicious. But that is it's such a useful device that I never knew about. Like, I hadn't heard of them. They contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested in trying it out. I was like, absolutely. Never expected to be this blown away. If I'm doing a mountain house meal and sharing it with you guys for a lunch with this will be a great way to boil the water and have some fun. Excellent way to make popcorn with the kiddo. So definitely check this out. I will have a link to this device on Amazon. And I believe I have a discount code for you as well. So I think you can save 10%, but I will have that information below of both the link to the item and a discount code so you can save a little money. And yeah, check this out. Tell me what you think of it. If you have heard of it and have used one, what are your thoughts on it? Because I am blown away. Like, I didn't expect to like it, and I really, really like it. Like, this is a very cool piece. So definitely check it out. Again, that is the Joulle by Stoke Voltaix. And today alone, we've made popcorn, we've made soup, and we've made coffee. So that is a winning device, if you ask me. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys and gals. I will be back with new content soon. And remember, EDC, EDC.